Hey, Razmere, I got a question for you.
Yes?
Are these all going to be superhero cartoons?
What? No, of course not. No. No.
Really?
Well, maybe,
Are
no.
you sure?
Okay, next one won't be, I promise.
Better not. Number 2.
90s Batman.
Darn it, Razmere!
Okay. It was technically called Batman, the Animated Series, and then The Adventures of Batman and Robin, and then the new Batman Adventures, then finally Batman Beyond. Okay, screw that last show. It was the 90s, it was the Batman cartoon, and it was awesome. But why was it awesome? Well, quite simply, it wasn't afraid. It wasn't afraid to be dark and dramatic. It wasn't afraid to be campy and fun. It wasn't afraid to show cops and criminals using real guns. It wasn't afraid to show that women had attractive figures and possessed magical things called boobs. It didn't talk down to kids or make adults feel stupid. It was so good that any other incarnation of the Caped Crusader would just fall short and look silly, or just be a huge overrated disappointment. No, I'm not gonna go there. It had the best Joker. He was funny, but fierce. Not too horrible to look at like other criminals, but still terrifying in the right light. And he was played brilliantly by Mark Hamill. Oh, and all you Dark Knight fans out there, stop acting all giddy over, ooh, they never told us Joker's origin. That's so cool. Please. They ripped that off from the 90s cartoon. We never got his origin either. All we got were bits and pieces and clues over the episodes that we had to put together ourselves. That's what made it so good. Speaking of good villains done horribly, yeah, that's not Two-Face. This is Two-Face. See? That's two faces instead of just half a face. I hate Dark Knight. Anyway, yeah. This is probably the best version of Batman and defined him for a generation to come. However, don't let that fool you. This series isn't without its flaws. Later on in the show, they decided to go through a big art and story overhaul for some reason. The sky turned from normal blue to blood red. Robin grew up and became Nightwing, so that was cool and a big step forward. But then they had to take 2 giant leaps backwards by replacing him with a young, hip Robin who was stupid and annoying and nobody liked him. Joker lost all his color and figured minds would be creepier, and Poison Ivy became an albino. And Catwoman lost all the color in her costume too. Looks to me like the animators just got lazy. Also, she went from a hot blonde to a butchy, ugly brunette for some reason. Oh, and Batgirl decided to trade her stealthy blue costume for something in bright yellow. Yay! Bright yellow! No one will notice me now. This is the perfect color for sneaking around. Yeah! Stupid. No, well, she's still cute. You know, I've noticed a weird pattern in some of these American cartoons.
Really? Like what?
There's no ending. I mean, with shows like Gargoyles and Samurai Jack that had epic multi-part origin stories, we don't get an ending. They just peter off into nothing. What's up with that?
I know. And if we do get an ending, it's just a spin-off of a spin-off of a spin-off.
How so?
Well, like, for example, the Batman series. There's no ending. We don't get an ending to Batman until Batman Beyond. And even in Batman Beyond, we never get an ending until one episode in Justice League Unlimited, which in itself is a spin-off of Justice League.
Wow, that does sound convoluted and confusing.
It is.
That's messed up. I mean, you can't start something unless you plan to finish it. I can understand if you run out of money or something, but that's just ridiculous. You have to finish what you start. You can't just cut off halfway and expect people to jump onto part 2.